If you're looking to save a little money this year and enjoy the eyeshadow palette and makeup collection that you have, then hopefully this video will be very inspiring for you. Today I'm going to introduce my No Pan Left Behind series and unveil my 1 week 1 palette plan using 12 of my palettes for the year 2025. I really wanted to do a No Pan Left Behind challenge because I have never done that before. I have completed some Pan That palettes before, and I find them to be very tedious and kind of exhausting mid-year. They're unmotivating to me. And I really want to enjoy my makeup. I don't want using makeup to feel like a chore. And sometimes Pan That palette for me felt like a chore. And I wanted to do No Pan Left Behind so that I can be using my older eyeshadow palettes and my newer eyeshadow palettes and looking at them and coming about them in a totally different way than maybe I might normally do. One thing that I've really been enjoying doing lately is doing palette bingos where I randomize a number from 1 to 5, and then so that's the number of shades that I'm going to use, and then I will randomize however many shades are in that palette. So if I randomize the number 3, then I will randomize 3 shades from that palette, and doing that just kind of helps get you out of your creative rut. So that is one way that I'm definitely finding that my makeup usage this week has been really kind of like fun and different every day. No Pan Left Behind is going to be really exciting because I know I'm going to be able to keep track of all of my eyeshadow usage every day. I got this journal from the Dollar Tree, and what I did, I have it on a spreadsheet as well, but just for my own like everyday quick reference kind of thing, I can go in here and I can say, okay, like yesterday I used the Tarte Maneater After Dark palette, and then at the end of the day I went in and marked the shades that I used for that particular day. And then, you know, towards the end of the year, maybe like last quarter, I can go ahead and take a look and say, okay, these are the palettes that I need to give attention to. I haven't used these particular shades. And that's just really going to, again, keep me accountable and making sure that I've spent the money on these eyeshadow palettes. I want to make sure that I'm actually using them. So my plan is to every day mark it in here, and then maybe like weekly or every other week transfer that data to my spreadsheet so that monthly I can update you and maybe even share some pictures with you that I post over on my Instagram. So you can follow me there, or you can just wait for my No Pan Left Behind updates here. And that's the plan. That's the plan, Stan. Let's quickly take a look at all of the eyeshadow palettes that I have. There's like 17 or 18 of them. And so those are the ones that I'm going to complete a No Pan Left Behind from. The one that I have quickly in front of me is the Laura Geller Ultimate palette. There's 31 shades in here, so I've already used a few of those. If you're interested in hearing how I feel about these palettes, I'll link my whole collection inventory for you below, and you can kind of like scan to the end where I talk about them in more detail. I have 3 kind of like mini palettes, 2 from Natasha Denona. This is the mini Starlit palette. I also have the mini Rose palette and the CoverGirl Clean Color Dreamy Pink quad. I do also have a Merit single shadow that I have included in my inventory, and I will also be counting and tracking my uses on this, and of course completing a No Pan Left Behind on the one shadow. That'll be pretty easy. The oldest eyeshadow palette that I have in my collection is my ABH Norvina palette. This was my Pan That palette last year, so it has lots of good love on it. And then from ABH also, I have Rose Metals, I have Cosmos. From Too Faced, I have Sweet Peach, and my newest one, Aptly in Love. From Natasha, I have a couple of midi palettes. I have I Need a Nude and Yucca. From Huda Beauty, I have Naughty Nude and Rose Quartz. and some kind of random ones. This was a gift. I'm just, every time, I can't believe that I actually have this. Somebody gave this to me. That would be my friend DW at Deb's Beauty Diary. Make sure you check out her channel. It's the Pat McGrath Divine Rose something. I don't know. It's one of those. It's this one. It's beautiful. There it is. This one. I love it so much. I have the Revolution Icon palettes. I have the Tarte Man Eater palette, and from Alter Ego I have the Midsummer palette, which is in the living room because I used it today, and I also have the Mist Haven palette, which is a dupe for Pretty Grunge from Huda. So those are all of the palettes that I'm going to be doing my No Pan Left Behind. Again, if you want more detail, kind of seeing them a little more in depth, definitely check out that whole collection video where I go into more detail on my feelings on them. Now to talk about my 1 week, 1 palette goal, this challenge that I've implemented to myself. I have obviously more than 12 palettes. There's 12 months in a year. So what I did was I looked at my collection and I picked the 12 eyeshadow palettes that I want to use for a whole week. These little ones, I'm not really going to be like excited to use those for an entire week. They aren't something that I would want to use every day, and I wear makeup 6 days a week because I work and then I have church on Sundays. So, you know, I wouldn't really want to use these every single day. Maybe like half the week, but not every day. I am not going to do my ABH Norvina because it was my Pan That palette last year. I already have a lot of really good love in this, and I do have some goals that I want to achieve in hitting some more pans for 2025, but I don't want to use it for a week because it's gotten enough love and we need to spread the love. And I'm also not going to complete this one for 1 week, 1 palette because I just am not that crazy about it that I want to use it for an entire week. It is very versatile and has a lot of different colors, a lot of different sort of like shades of colors, and there's cool tones and warm tones and neutral tones. I keep having something in my eye. It's probably glitter from my eyeshadow. But ultimately, I just don't think that I want to use this for a week. I'm much more excited to use all the rest of them. So let's kind of go into them just a little bit. I'll open them up for you and we'll just talk about them. With Abilene in Love, this palette I think I will be able to use all year long. No, I don't know, haven't really thought about when I'm going to use it, but I know that I can use this any time of the year and I'm going to be able to get some really fun looks out of it no matter what. So that will be so inspiring for a week. I'll be able to have a lot of fun with that one. Okay, Sweet Peach, definitely to me more of a like a springy summer palette, but again, I can use it in the fall too, so we'll see. I'll probably end up using it more in the spring summer, but we'll see. Cosmos is definitely one of those that's versatile, can use it any time of the year. I love this palette so much and the versatility that you can get with it, and it's definitely one of my favorites. I'm very excited to use that one for 1 week. The Rose Metals palette, I will definitely be using this in like October or November, something like that. I've already in my mind designated that that's when I'm going to use this one for an entire week. It is very much a fall palette in my mind, for sure. Rose Quartz is probably going to be a spring summer type palette, maybe a winter spring kind of palette for me. I love this palette so much, and it's cool toned even though I like warm tones. I like these cool tones, so it's very motivating for me. I have a few pans in here already, and I know that I'm well on my way to hitting some more in 2025. Naughty Nude is very warm, but I think this would be kind of cool for maybe for February. This is a contender that I would choose for February because it's very pinky, has a lot of pinks and mauves and things like that, burgundies. So it'd be very nice and like romantic for, you know, February possibly, but so would the Revolution palette. The Revolution palette has It's not easy to open. There we go. The Revolution palette has some brown tones and some pink and like mauve tones too. So I think, you know, in using this, if I chose to use this one in February, I could get some pinks and some browns, and I would be like plenty motivated with a wide variety of looks to do with that one. Mist Haven, which is definitely cool toned, and even though it looks gray, a lot of these are actually really purple. Like this one right here is a purpley gray color. I think that the cooler purple tones really compliment me, and I feel confident wearing them. So again, I'm not sure when I'm going to choose to use this one, but I'm going to enjoy myself whenever that's going to be. Tarte Maneater, again, feels like a fall palette to me, but I really kind of want to force myself to possibly use this in the spring because it can be very springy and light. Even though there's a lot of oranges and browns and yellows in here, there's also a lot of pinks and purples, like this dusty rose, like kind of mauve lilac, whatever kind of color that you have. I'm very excited to try to force myself out of my comfort zone for this one and see if I can come up with some springy kind of looks in this palette that I feel like is more fall fitting. So I may do that. I may just make myself do that. Really quickly before I forget, I'm gonna pop up Midsummer right here, and this is so much fun to me. It has yellows and greens, and that lilac is really, really cute. So I'm very excited to use that one. Again, it's something that I feel like I could use in the spring, but also maybe in the summer going into fall, like August. That one might be a good one for me to use then too. The Pat McGrath Divine Rose that I have has, look at that, it looks white, but you can tell when I shift it that that's pink. This is just so beautiful, and this would be a really lovely one for like warm dusty colors in the fall, but I could probably like make it really cool for February also. So this one is one that's definitely a contender, but look at that. Using some of these in the summertime would be really fun too, to create like sunset kind of looks. It's hard to tell the shift, but it's shifting for sure in the pan. Oh my goodness, I just love this so much. And my two Natasha Denona middies, obviously I Need a Nude is going to be good any time of year, and I get that you can use makeup whenever you want to, but I do tend to prefer to do seasonal things with my makeup. I think this one would be good for January because it's neutral, and January to me is kind of a month when I don't have a lot of colors that I think of when I think of January. Right now it's very snowy outside, so this one might be a really good one to use in January because it's neutral. And the last one is Yucca, and Yucca is one that I got in the summertime, and I definitely think of summer and grungy jungle vibes when I think of this. So this one would be really fun to do in July, I think, with some of these like citrine orange colors, this vibrant glitters. Just this will be a lot of fun. So I really think this one might be my July palette. So I don't want to like pin myself down too much with each one, because as each month goes along, I want to be able to take a look at what I have left to use and sort of take stock of how am I feeling at the moment for that week and that month, and you know, what do I think that I want to use. But I think I'm committing right now that I'm going to do Natasha's I Need a Nude for January, and so I don't forget, I'm probably going to go ahead and do my 1 week 1 palette next week, and I will take pictures and maybe some videos throughout the week of everything that I do using this. I will be posting all of that over on Instagram, so if you like, you know, just kind of quick information, I do some shorts and things like that over on Insta, or they called reels, over on Instagram. So, you know, you might want to go follow me over there. But I think I'm committing that this is going to be my January palette, and I'm going to do that next week. So I will post a video here, longer form, like to kind of go over all of that, to let you guys know how I did and how many uses I got out of each shade, etc. So thank you so much for watching, and if you are trying to embark on a no pan left behind journey this year as well, I would love to hear about that in the comments. Let me know how many eyeshadow palettes you have, how many shades you have, if that's how you count it, and good luck to you. I'll see you in another video. Bye!